I think one of the biggest deals that I got, it was because I grew my Instagram because of TikTok and all the rest of that stuff. It was I'll just say the company, I don't care, Stitch Fix. They paid me $50,000 for one reel and one photo.
All right, we are here with our good friend and good friend of the show, Mr. Carlos Harris Jr.
Big friend of the show.
CEO of Harris MM Group and NEP Studios.
Yeah, and my own boss. Don't forget that.
Yes.
We've actually sat here and watched this guy build this empire from the ground up and vice versa. So we have him here on today just to kind of, talk about where it all started, give you guys some motivational tips, and just let you guys get an insight of just how to be your own boss organically. And so, everybody, welcome Carlos.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Welcome.
Like you said, vice versa. I've seen these guys build over the course of years. Gave me my first opportunity to shoot for some brands. Film LA, shout out them.
Man,
shout out Drew.
Warehouse Days,
big friend of the show.
Yeah,
big.
It's been a journey, and it's always good to see you guys succeeding. And I just want to talk about like being your own boss. Nowadays, I think entrepreneurship is glorified.
Right.
No one really understands the work that's put in behind the scenes. In y'all's case, the warehouse, sitting at the same chairs that y'all just switched.
Yeah, we did just switch. We call them the $10 million chairs.
Hey.
Or did we say 10 or maybe we said more than that? I don't remember, but
million.
We made millions in those chairs.
Yeah. But no one sees the actual work that goes into it because I feel like social media kind of adds that glamour to it that nobody understands. Y'all probably almost went broke 10 million times.
Yeah, you watched it happen firsthand.
Oh yeah, with the well, I mean, I know Film was teetering back and forth, and then boom, that Chris Brown stuff happened.
Around that time that you shot for us with that collection, the camo collection and the bombers, was probably because that's when we introduced the striped denim for Film, and that's kind of what took off with the Chris Brown, that tracksuit and the striped denim. But that collection that you were shooting with, that was the deal breaker for Larry and I. If that shit didn't pop off with Film and Drew and us, there would be no Film anymore.
Yeah.
And I still remember running around in the city with you and 90 Points and Denny and just trying to make shit fucking work. And the cool part is you understood our circumstances. I don't even think you charged us. I think you just did it.
Nah, because I was trying to get into blogging at the time, and I needed brands to shoot.
Yeah, that was when Carlos was also just trying to put in the work.
Yeah.
Sacrifices.
I
preach them all the time.
Yeah.
You are also a different person than you're very firecracker.
Whew. I've grown. People still think that I'm an asshole, which I would say that I'm straightforward. I mean, you can call me whatever you want. I have dumbed it down a lot, though.
I mean, I was with you at New York at 4 a.m.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to defend yourself. I know y'all be seeing me doing little boxing lessons. I suggest taking those.
I did. My first one was Tuesday. I took one.
It's lit. The 1-2? You keeping it tight?
I learned my strike and my jabs. I'm getting down in my pivots. So that's what I learned that day.
The shoulders. People don't understand. Be burning.
Yeah. So
trying to do jabs and stuff like that.
That's my next one, is having to use my shoulders to cover my sides whenever they're swinging from the outside, so I can tuck my kidneys and my stomach whenever I'm getting swung.
Because if you get hit in the kidneys or the liver,
that's what they were.
That's what should have happened at 4 a.m. Instead of going for the face, should have hit him in the liver.
So where was it? You were playing football for UNT.
Yeah.
Setting records. Those records are still being held there, correct?
Yeah, they don't recognize me for that.
What position did you play?
Slot receiver.
Okay.
In high school, I played running back, though.
Okay.
He was setting college records that are still.
I was up for the Belendikov. That's if y'all don't know what that is, it's the Receiver of the Year award. I really don't get any recognition from UNT, and I want to put a spotlight on that.
Yeah.
They just gave somebody that was, I think, a class ahead of me, a little Hall of Fame thing. I'm ranked higher than him. Shout out to him. I love him.
Yeah.
Love Breland. Breland Chancellor, great as fuck. But bro, just because I didn't want to follow the system and, basically in simple terms, kiss their ass when it came to things, I kind of do my own thing, which is why I went the path that I did in life. They don't recognize shit I did.
That's crazy.
Nothing. I have not been invited back for anything, but after my TED Talk, I guarantee you.
Now, did you leave bad terms when you left school? When you got injured, correct?
Nah, I didn't. I didn't leave on bad terms. The coaching staff got fired my last year, which kind of screwed all the seniors because of like the recruiting and stuff for the NFL. You need the coaches to speak on your behalf. And like they already left.
The ones
they didn't
that
care.
followed you through the
Yeah,
years or whatever.
but the people who came in from like UNC, like North Carolina, they didn't give a fuck about us.
Yeah.
So they didn't even show up to the pro day, nothing, none of that.
Wow.
And some people got opportunities that I felt like I should have got, but you have different paths in life. I wasn't banking on being an NFL player. My whole goal was to make the money for the first 3 years and then go start my own business.
But
I talked about it with
as
my
a
dad.
senior, though, you work 3 years to get to that point to not have that recognition of the accomplishments that you did by making it all the way this far. That's kind of a.
And then
I feel like that would make me feel a certain way.
Disappointed at least.
I mean,
right?
but
A little
you
bit.
you use it as motivation.
Yeah.
If I don't get the credit that I deserve, just like if I start a trend and I don't get the credit I deserve, oh well. As long as it's hitting my account, that's all that matters.
You know
the paid
what's-
invoice.
You know what's funny about that is that's kind of like mine and Larry's situation. Like we were putting in a lot of work for for me it was almost 5 years. Larry was 3.
Yeah.
And we were just felt as if we weren't getting what we deserved. We knew what our worth was.
Absolutely.
But we also didn't have the foundation to take what our worth was and go build off of it yet.
Yeah.
But we did take the leap of faith and we left.
Yeah.
And that's kind
That's
of
what you
what
have to do.
that's kind of like what happened with you.
Yeah. I mean, leaving school, I decided to drop out. Like I was on full scholarship, decided to drop out my
Full
fourth year.
scholarship.
Yeah, and I know some people take that as like
yeah.
you're like, I guess, not grateful.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I work for that scholarship. So I can do as I please with
Yeah,
it.
it's at your
Yeah, you
discretion
did all
at
the
that point.
athletical practices to get you that scholarship.
School
so-
just wasn't for me. Like I wasn't gonna get anything from school that was gonna help me in what I wanted to actually do in life. So I decided to leave and take that leap of faith for myself. Now I fell flat on my fucking face.
yeah.
But I mean, it was a good decision for me to do because you figure out who you are when your back's against the wall. You do two things: you either crawl up in the fetal position or you fight your way out.
Yeah, fight
Right.
or
And I
flight.
fight your way out.
And I tell people that all the time. I was just having a conversation with somebody. It's like whenever I'm doing something new that's in the dark, that's like a leap of faith, and I'm trying something, I get these knots in my stomach, and that's almost where I can't sleep, eat, nothing. I'm just like uncomfortable with this queasy stomach feeling because I'm scared and nervous. But to me, like that's the fire getting started inside of me. And that scared and nervousness is what's going to push me to not fail.
That's a very, very key thing.
You need that.
Because I feel like I don't know if this is a global thing, but I know in the United States, I know doctors are quick to say anxiety, anxiety, you have anxiety, and I just don't really believe. I think anxiety stems from the anxiousness that your body gives you when you're not following your path.
I think it's
Yeah.
a primal instinct. Like
Correct.
it's a
And
your
primal
body's-
response that your
yeah,
body's
and your-
having.
Yeah.
And it's trying to
Your
tell
body
you
tells you
like
a
you're
lot.
not you're
This
not on
ain't
the
it,
right
Chief.
path. This ain't it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
For sure.
Yeah.
You
And
just
so-
feel very uncomfortable. It's like when I was working at Zena. I just feel very uncomfortable. The energy was off. I have it as a part of my TED Talk speech, just about like the energy that the people give you around you, and you feed off that. They didn't want to be there. They showed up late to work, no show. Guess what the fuck I was doing? The same thing.
Yeah.
So I had to separate myself and put myself in a better environment, which a better environment was going to park cars at Lexus. But it was better than serving tables, and I was at least around people who wanted to work and get to a different position. As far as like valet, you could go to management, and then from management, you could go up to like, salesman and all the rest of that.
For sure. Up the ranks.
Just a quick little thing. I played golf tournament last week with a kid who is very, very talented and
Yeah.
a very successful young man, and he owns a valet company.
Oh, lit.
So
Valet's good money.
because you just mentioned that parking cars, and so I wanted to mention like this guy was extremely successful out playing golf, living life off of something as simple as parking cars. I think a lot the youth these days always want something glamorous, and
Yeah.
something as simple as parking cars can make you a very successful entrepreneur. So
The boring businesses do a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not like owning vending machines and ATM machines.
ATMs, the
Yeah.
fees.
Like,
Yeah.
And then the
it's-
boring stuff like Amazon FBA.
You're right.
I just got into that. Boy, I'm about to get some money on that. Like you say, big dog, bro. There's some serious money in Amazon FBA. If you got
Yeah, you
some
just-
cash sitting around, invest it in that.
Yeah, but you also have to be. It's kind of like trading. You have to be glued to.
Oh, yeah.
The screen 24
Product
hours a
research.
day because you have to understand where the trends are, who's buying what, and which products to order. So
Yeah.
But also, I feel like, isn't that getting saturated because everyone's on the internet telling everyone to do that?
No, bro. You have to do product research. My boy Kevin, shout out to him. He's the one that taught me about Amazon FBA. You got to do product research. You're finding products that are making a lot of money, X amount per month. You at least want to be making at least 50K, 30% profit margin, but you want to look at the reviews. The reviews is where you can still get in there and make that product something. So say like right now, a donut vase. A donut vase isn't something that's like it is a highly sought after product, but there's not a bunch of reviews on it. So you can still get in that space.
You just gotta find the niche market that's missing or whatever.
It's just like a black t-shirt. Yeah, you can say it's oversaturated, but you can still sell it.
You can still get a better if you have a better shirt than everybody else.
You talk to the supplier, you tweak a couple of things that you see in the reviews that's not working for somebody else, whether it's quality or directions. On most of the stuff, they suck. I think everything should have a QR code with a video.
Right.
Make it super easy. We're all visual.
Yep.
And if I don't want to, if a older lady's buying something, she's not going to be able to look at these little things that say C, A, and all the rest of these things and be able to build it. So,
but if she pulls it up on her phone or a computer screen, it's
a video
she can watch and
Carolyn can get that done.
Yep.
Go ahead,
Carolyn. Got it. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
Carolyn can get it done.
So you drop out of college and then you're doing Zenna after you dropped out?
So yeah, let's take it back a little bit. So I dropped out of college. My credit was so bad, I could not get an apartment in my name. So I had to go live with my sister. So I slept on my sister's couch. My dad he offered me a place to stay, but prideful.
Yeah, you never want to go back.
I don't want to go back to my dad's spot, even though my dad is tight. He's cool. Y'all all know him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could have went there and chilled, stacked up some money, but I decided to go sleep on my sister's couch and stayed there for a little bit, about like I want to say almost a year. And then I was working at Zenna. Zenna was right across the street.
We're talking about the one downtown Dallas.
I was about to say,
right?
this is Dallas or is this New York?
I worked at the one in off of in Plano, the hood one.
I didn't even know that.
Because was your dad
the one downtown is hood, but that shit is hood.
Was your dad still in New York then? Whenever
No,
he
my dad-
offered you a
he
spot,
was downtown on
So he
Main
was
Street.
downtown when he offered you to come stay with
his
him.
dad
he
used
was
to
gonna
live
get an
by-
extra spot with an extra room.
So
His
this is all
dad
here.
lived by the old knowledge that was downtown for a while.
Okay, yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, Carlos's dad looks just like a brother.
100%.
They literally look like years
never
apart
deny
from
me.
each
It's
other.
Yeah,
they look stylish.
like they're
We'll put a
five.
picture down below so you guys can see, but it's very, very like crazy how
They look more
age
like
difference-
twins than
Yeah,
father and
yeah,
son.
like
It's weird.
brothers.
I love your dad. Though.
But
He's
yeah.
a great guy.
Going from there, worked at Zenna. Then I did the valet stuff. I was valeting for probably 6 months. I'm gonna tell you why I quit. So I was working there for 6 months. One, I was showing up somewhere that I hated it. I just showed up just to show up, and I was reaching my 6 month little mark. And at 6 months you get a certain amount of time off, paid time off. And I asked to go to New York. I wanted to go to the Gender Trade Show, Magic.
Right.
That was up there. Well, actually, that was after I was going to Vegas. I was going up there to shoot with Josh Sobel for a brand
Shout out
called
Josh.
Anel. And then I was going to go to Vegas after that to Magic and Agenda and all the rest of that. So I asked,
clothing. You're into
I was
fashion.
already doing clothing and fashion and stuff, posting on Instagram. I've been on Instagram since 2012, but I started taking it a little bit seriously around 2016.
And this is modeling, basically?
I wouldn't say modeling. I don't really consider
what do
myself a model.
Yeah, what do you like? It's more
I
of
would
like,
just say I just dress nice and post it on Instagram.
it's more of like a reviewing it, kind of like showing
you
the
give me your
product.
feedback. Obviously, if someone trusts your opinion, they'll buy it.
Right.
I remember when you dropped out of when you dropped out of college.
I'd say that was you. It wasn't me.
Yeah, right. You had a following already from sports, from the social media.
Like 20K.
So you were utilizing what you had, that little following that you had, to get into the clothes and try to use that as an outlet while doing Lexus and Zenna and things of that matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from there, I asked my boss, hey, can I take this trip? I just wanted a week, 1 week of my life to go up to New York to expand and, do something different. I'd never been to New York, or really a big city outside of Texas anyways. So I asked, and he was like, yeah, I think a week is excessive. And I was like, what do you mean a week is excessive? Jose just went to Mexico for a whole month, and y'all didn't say anything to him, and we've been working here the same amount of time. So Kevin Chu, I'll never forget this dude's name.
Shout out to
I was
Kevin.
like, Kevin Chu, I'm either
Big
going to
friend
have
of
a
the
job when I get back
Yeah, or I'm not.
or I'm not. I didn't have a job. So that was the last time that I worked.
Last time you saw Kevin
That's
Chu?
the last time I worked the job.
Have you seen
Okay.
Kevin Chu since then?
No, I really want to go buy a car from him. Yeah. I don't even want a Lexus, but it was just the principle of how kind of they laughed when I said I was going to do Instagram
Just
full
follow
time.
him on Instagram.
I don't even want to follow him on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
show my businesses. Follow my LinkedIn. But they kind of like, laughed and like
They
shake
didn't
it
take
off
it
like,
serious.
oh, your little business or
Yeah.
whatever. Because no one's thinking that Instagram's going to be something that you can make money off of at the time.
You didn't know that either, though. This was
was
was you trying to like get in there.
I was making money from it. It wasn't a lot. Puma paid me my first paid gig when I was on my sister's couch, $500 per photo. And that's when I started shooting with 90. That's when we formed that partnership of like 90 points X like Style by Lowe's.
So then you saw something in that and was like, I need to go to Agenda Trade Show, get cool with these brands, try to get some sponsorship deals or whatever, like Quality and all those other different people that were at the. Okay, cool. So I'm assuming you went to New York. And
so I went to New York, met Josh, met Marta, met all those people, and formed those connections with different creatives that were like-minded. So I was able to be around people that motivated me to kind of like want more. And plus that city is straight hustle. Yeah. Compared to here, it's super slow, conservative. Up there, I felt like I was like, yo, this is me.
I gotta go.
This is what I want to do. So I flew to Vegas literally on my last dime. I think I had $2,000 when I didn't have a job anymore. And I'm down to my last dime. My homeboy let me stay with him because I was going there with him as like a partner to help like partner with brands and stuff. Went around and grabbed every single card. And I was like, yo, when I get back, I'm going to email every company. Yeah. And all I got to do at the time, my rent was like $500 because I was living in a 1.5 bedroom with Chris at the time. Shout out Chris because Chris, I still couldn't get an apartment in my name. And he got an apartment for us. And I was able to live with him.
That's lit.
Yeah. So, shout out Chris for that. We went to Vegas and got all the cards that came back to Texas, emailed every brand to just make $500. I just needed $500 a month to pay my rent. And I was like, yo, if I can just pay my rent, I'm fine. Everything else is extra and I don't need it. And I can just focus on what I need to focus on right now. And I was down to my last dime. And my dad texted me because my grandmother had passed a little bit like before that. And I wasn't expecting any money to be sent to me. Maybe $300. My grandmother, it's not like she was rich. So I'm not expecting like a big chunk of cash or anything at all. She left me like $3,000. I was like, yo,
that's all I needed.
$3,000.
That's all I needed.
I used that $3,000 to travel, buy photography equipment and all the stuff that I actually needed at the time and network in other places. So I went to Miami. I think I went to Atlanta. I went to a bunch of different places and networked with different creatives and stuff and started expanding my brand because on Instagram at the time, it was all about like people want to see you traveling. People want to see you. People follow people because they, aspire to be that.
Yeah.
So if you can have a page that someone wants to aspire to be, then you're going to be successful on Instagram. Right. It's not about fake flexing like everybody thinks Instagram is. No, motherfucker, I live like this. Yeah. This isn't about a flex. This is about teaching you or showing you that it's possible.
You don't really flex, though.
People think I do though. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. But it's not a flex,
they do,
bro.
It's
like
lifestyle. He doesn't flex. He might have that shit on, like AB says. I put that shit on, but he's just inspiring people through videos, and you might see it in the video.
I never take your videos in like
I don't
a cocky
either, but
way
everybody's
or anything
perspective
like
is completely different depending
wild.
on how or what part you're at in your life.
Yes.
Your insecurities, like Deion Sanders said in the shit that I tweeted. Don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurities.
I saw that. That shit was deep.
Bro,
I saw that.
It's 100% what it is. It's like, I'm really not saying like, yo, I'm the shit. And like, yo, you can be the shit too.
Right.
Because I'm making money doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
Taking pictures, making videos, and I don't have to leave 1,200 square foot of my house.
But they didn't see the sacrifices that took you to get there, which is what you're saying, telling us right now.
Yeah. Because when I posted the throwback shit the other day, like of my room and all that stuff, people were like, yo, like this is what I needed to see. Yeah. Cause like I'm at this point in my life, like when I was drinking and doing all the dumb shit, just going out and partying.
Mans went nowhere without a flask.
First of all,
you wouldn't catch me without a flask.
Let's just cut this shit off. We're at this party.
Yes, I know exactly what party because I had just got the Fear of Gods.
The Fear of Gods. This fool had a flask in his hand. We're at this weird outdoor party. He's drunk as shit.
Whiskey.
Talking shit.
I feel like I've never seen Los like
I think
just
he sold.
You caught me at a good party.
I'm pretty sure he was wasted and he sold the Fear of Gods off your feet, right? Or
at the party?
I ended up settling him.
He sold the Van Fear Gods, the good ones with all over
the white with the black,
all over print.
Let's be real. Those things were not comfortable. Pinky toe, no.
Yeah,
all day. But this fool was always drinking. He'd come over to the warehouse with liquor, like just literally doing photo
Just
shoots
everywhere
lit.
with a flask.
That's
That's
crazy.
all that's how I remember it.
I
'Cause
don't
it'd be
know
like
those like
1,
that.
2
That's how I
in the
tell people.
after-
I was a functioning depressant.
So was this
Yeah, that's
when
wild.
you were doing this, the drinking, was this before the Vegas, Atlanta, Miami?
It
this
was
before
like during the
Grandma?
time where I was kind of like still figuring out everything, but I was still getting out of my bad habits.
Okay.
So like I just think, well, now that I know, like I was depressed because I'd never been in a position to where I felt like I wasn't like successful or didn't feel like I made my family proud. So that's the first L that I took in life. Because I've always been good at sports. I got my scholarship. I went and played college football. And then I got out of college and no one fucking cared about me.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this is my first life L. I don't take L's. And I had to sit in that. And I was depressed at the time because I felt like I was a failure.
Right.
And I touch on that a lot, like during my speech, so I'm not going to talk about too much of it now. But that's the first time that I ever took a life L and I had to take it on my own. My parents weren't in the same household as me. I didn't have that system. I had support because all my parents always support me, but I didn't have someone that I could just be around and be like, all right, bet I can get
A
through
daily
this.
support type thing. Yeah.
Like I had to get through it on my own. And that's why I feel like I chose to stay with my sister because I needed to deal with my own shit besides put it on my dad or put it on my mom.
And allow anyone to bail you out.
Exactly. Like I had to deal with it. And myself dealing with it is the reason why I am where I am now because I went through that stage, that hard, tough talk that I had to have with myself.
And I feel like that's, to me, what you're saying is one of the hardest things for me was the disappointment of family. So it's like still to this day, my dad tells me I need to stop, but like still to this day, I try to be so successful to make my dad proud and my mom proud because for 10 years, you know, all they were doing was bailing me out, but sticking by my side.
Same with my
and then
dad.
I would never listen.
Bailed me out a few
Do them
times.
wrong again, they'd bail me out. Do them wrong again, they'd bail me out. And so now that I'm in this position of success, all I want to do is just make my family proud.
Yeah.
And so I'll text my dad randomly different things, and he just always tells me like, Scott, you're good. Like I love you.
Yeah.
I can leave this earth knowing that you did the right thing and that you are successful in life. Like stop trying to like
I do that with
please
my
me.
dad and my mom too. Like
It's
I
like a
support
guilt
my
trip you
mom.
just put on yourself.
She had a little speaking engagement and stuff, and they were trying to charge her for like the hotel and everything. And I was like, yo, like I'm gonna take care of it. You know, you've taken care of me. You've always supported me. And it was like she broke down. She was like, yo, this is the first time I like a man, because she doesn't really like know her dad or have a relationship with her dad. Well, she does now. Just like here recently, that's ever like invested in her. And she's been married.
Right.
So it was really emotional moment. And then like with my dad too, because I've went to jail a couple times. And my dad has drove from Dallas. Public intoxications with that flash.
Yeah.
So he's came to bail me out of jail multiple times. So it's like my dad was like, yo, like F1's on my bucket list. So I'm like, yo, fuck it.
Let's
go
go
to F1. I got some money that I can spend now and give back to what you supported me, like through my training and all the rest of shit he took care of. Like we're going to F1 right after the TED Talk. Boom, flying down there. And we got the nice ass seats. Not no bullshit. We got some nice seats.
Is that at the Austin one they
Yeah,
just built?
Austin. I think it's
new.
the first one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to that, and like anything that I can do for my dad, like he wanted his back tat, like boom, let's take care of it. Let's go out to LA, let's do it. Like I want to be able to do those things. So I can relate when it comes to that because I feel like my parents were like always supportive, even though like I was a piece of shit at the time.
Same here.
Yeah.
And I bought my dad a boat.
Yeah, bro. It's like material things.
I
Like
bought my dad a boat.
obviously, it's not gonna make up for
Yeah.
anything, but it's like it's the least I could do to like show you my appreciation.
For sure.
And just like
Not
Tupac
only-
saying, show you that I understand.
Exactly.
You are
Yeah,
appreciated.
yeah.
That's what it is for me now.
Yeah.
Because especially for my parents, like my parents are in a good position to where
They don't need anything.
You
from
can't
you.
get them
Yeah.
anything. They have everything, but it's just about showing them that, like what Scott said, just making. My dad always cared about like when I'm gone, making sure that
Yeah.
you can take care of yourself, and so it's more about showing him like, yeah, Dad, don't worry, I'm gonna be.
Yeah, because I feel like that's
Generational
my
love.
dad
Be
tells
all right.
my dad tells me that's the proudest moment as a parent to know that your kid's gonna be okay.
Right.
So like when you leave the earth, like
Yeah.
if you know your kid's gonna be solid,
like
like you
that.
did your
You
job.
did, yeah.
So my
yeah,
dad's
yeah.
like, yo, like I know you'll be straight. Like I could say I don't need anything else in life. I know that my kid is straight. That's the greatest accomplishment as a parent.
for sure.
And what's cool about that is like my mom, when I'm talking to her and it could be on the phone or in person, and what makes me know that I'm right about that scenario is my mom will be like, "You're just like your father. Like you the way y'all work and talk and prioritize, you're just like Terry." And in my head, I'm like,
And you're
perfect.
you're like yes.
I think that's all I needed to hear.
I did it.
Because my dad has created generational wealth for all 3 of my family members.
Yeah.
For when he passes, my sister, my brother, and me on this trust table that he created with percentage wise for everything that he owns is going to be spread out.
Yeah.
And he knows that what he's created will help each family individually put themselves in a position to do that for their family and their family.
And
so
not only
That's
not
what's
only
about.
for you guys, but even for his own brother, for Uncle
Yeah,
Dale.
and for his brother.
He
Yeah.
made sure everybody.
Like,
He made the
he
whole
made sure
family,
my
oriented.
straight.
Yeah, there was
See, I wish I had like I got my family, like my intermediate family, I'm really close to, like my sisters, my mom, my dad. But it's like I honestly sometimes do wish that I was closer to my family, but like it's just a whole bunch of petty shit sometimes.
But your family's not always blood.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
your
It's like,
family is your
yeah.
family. Don't get caught
Whatever,
up on like
however,
feeling like you
whoever.
have
Yeah.
to be attached to them
Yeah.
because you're blood related.
I
Whatever
just say
it
that
is.
because it's different nowadays. Because like with my grandmother, you know, grandmas, they pull together everything.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving,
my grandma
all
did
that.
in the kitchen was my grandma. That's how she'd bring everyone
Now that my
together.
grandmother's not here, do we get together on any holidays?
No.
Fuck no.
Yeah,
feel you.
So it's
yeah.
like, damn, I wish we could still like do
Who could
that.
be the
but
person
like,
to pull it
who's gonna
back?
pull it? Like,
Yeah.
but I'm in a stage in my life. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to
I'm
grow
busy.
shit.
I don't have time to
Somebody
do it.
older do this shit.
But see, to even what Larry said, it's not always blood. And my dad,
Yeah, that's true.
my dad put Larry in a position because me and Larry wouldn't be sitting right here if it wasn't for Big T.
Yep.
And because my dad saw something in Larry as well. And so to my dad, Larry's family. And I'm
Yeah.
sure to Larry,
Yep.
Big T is family. So it's not
Exactly.
always has to be blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
I mean,
it's-
the relationship that y'all have is fucking crazy. I mean, when I first met you guys, I was like, damn, like, I really wish I could find somebody to balance me out like that. I haven't found it like business partner wise, which I hope I do one day because it's a lot of stress on me at times. But it's a good balance because I'll clash with this motherfucker and then I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna go talk to Larry. He's like, man, don't worry about it. That's just Scotty, bro.
And that's how it goes. And I think that's also a big part of my relationship with Big T because I think he can trust and know that Larry will always make sure that Scott's good in his best interest. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? So I think that's a big
there's
part
a level of balance.
Yeah, that's a big part of my relationship with Big T is he puts that trust in me because he knows that I'll also do my best to make sure that Scott is good as well. So.
Yeah.
Because I was how you were at one point in time where it's just I didn't have an understanding. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't understand what it took to get there. And so I was making all these hiccups along the
It's
way.
a bunch of trial and error.
Yeah, until I finally got there.
Kids,
Especially like with the shit that I'm doing. Like I didn't have a blueprint.
correct.
Right.
No,
We talked about
we
that
just went
too.
in the dark.
Who do you look up to?
Yeah, it's
you know?
like you gotta figure that shit out.
But you kids, don't be afraid to fail. A lot of times
you're
kids
gonna
are
fail.
afraid to fall on their face
100%.
because of how it looks and the optics of it. But you cannot be afraid to fail. Your failures is where you find your success.
Absolutely.
A lot of you kids are probably running around not understanding what you want to do with your life, but you have to try different things and fail at them to know that
figure
you
it out.
don't want to do those things,
Exactly.
to
Right.
check those off the list so you can get to the stuff that you do want to do.
try as many
and
things as
or-
you possibly can.
Right. And or fail to where if that thing comes up again, you're like, hold on, this looks familiar.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and go this route because I've gone that way and I feel like I'm going that direction. That's
Yeah.
not gonna help me. Let me veer off the other way.
Fail as many times as you can.
I mean, I didn't
Especially when you're young. Shit.
I didn't
I mean,
find
you're
my-
older. Fucking fail more.
like
Shit, do it.
I got on and then I fell off and got on and fell off and then now I'm finally to a point where like I feel like I'm pretty stable.
Yeah,
But I
you're
didn't
up
get
and
there
down.
until I was about 32.
See, I knew it. Like I've been saying it forever. I said it on one like an interview a long time ago that I did with like 4TP Network or something. I was like, I'm gonna start making the money that I want to make like when I'm 30.
Yeah.
I'm 28 now, gonna be 29 at the end of the year, and I'm making that money.
You can't do it until your 30s because your priorities are
It's
different.
like,
at the
yeah,
same
bro,
time.
you really
Priorities
like
are
your. I knew that too at the time when I was saying that. I was like, yo, my priorities just aren't there. I'm still half-assing a little bit of this shit, and just I'm making it by because of my talent per se. Like, but I know if I really focus on what I need to focus on, yo, like I can really do some shit.
Once the work ethic catches up to the
Yeah.
talent, and then you do both at the same time.
That's honestly how
That's
I
it.
feel like that's how that plays.
Yeah.
Because you have to have both equally to
Yeah.
create that perfect mesh for it to actually flow the direction you want.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest things to figure out, though.
Yeah, Scotty and I would always talk. Yeah, when we get on, we're gonna go pop 30 bottles in the club and blah 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 blah.
I think y'all said it,
and you do that because that's what you do at 20-something years old. But by the time we finally got on, boys was in their 30s.
And it's like y'all said it. I don't know what episode it was. Like when you didn't have the money, you was flexing like you had it.
Yeah.
And once you get that shit,
You don't even want.
You don't even want to.
This is the first time I put on my jewelry in a minute. Because I don't even be coming out the house. And it's like, when you got money, it's like, I really want to be on some Jay-Z shit to where I just want to show up with a nice timepiece.
Yeah.
That's it. No other jewelry, no big ass chain, nothing. It's just like, oh shit, he got that shit on.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. Like, you know.
It's
like,
enough.
But,
you know
but
what I'm
also, a lot of people have the misconception that you have to be put on to feel accepted. And that's not the case. Like, no one's not going to not fuck with you because you are successful.
Yeah.
But a lot of people see the reward from being successful and they want that. And so, like Future says, he faked it till he made it. Till he made it. The jewelry were rented, the cars were rented. I saw in the interview, like, that's one of the situations where you create this image so people accept you, which will elevate you as a person.
That's
but you
Instagram.
don't always have to do that.
In a sense, it really is what Instagram is. But so what you're saying, I don't care. My friends aren't based off of social media followings.
Right.
Oliver, nobody knows Oliver besides outside of like the group. Oliver doesn't care to be seen. Oliver is one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Javon is one of my best friends. Chris is one of my best friends. I have friends that have 200 followers.
Means nothing.
It has nothing to do with your personal success.
Yeah.
Because, I'm obviously on the show. He's a friend of the show. But
Good for the show.
I met you guys, and it's not like you were in a successful position. You were known in the city.
We were both in the same position.
Yeah, we're all in the same position. And it was just like,
I left our career to start something. You left school to start something, and we were both just in this room trying to make shit.
There's a picture of us in this moment too. Where we had the Homfim jackets on, the camo jackets.
I have it
walking down the street.
Yeah, I got it in my phone.
Yeah, bro, because Denny was in it.
And that was just a squad of a whole bunch of guys who were trying to make it, and I really appreciate
two different paths, but like still
same
coincide.
idea. Yeah.
You know what that picture reminds me of?
What?
Remember that picture with Taz Arnold, Kanye,
yeah.
or Jasper, and
All
Virgil?
standing there with the
all standing there, all
briefcase.
I know
suited up.
someone in the
Fashion
comments be
Week.
like, don't compare yourself to them. But we're successful in our own ways.
And we're getting there. I think a certain level, a couple more years, because I look back at all of us now. You look at what Denny's, what Denny is
everybody's
doing,
evolving.
Everybody's on now.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody's really leading the pack in their own field.
So that's another thing I want to tap on for you is the fact that you found success in a field that was also an unknown. Right?
Now it's saturated, but when he started it, it was very unknown.
So like being an influencer was like a new thing, and we'll talk about that too. That's why I did the quote. Quotes.
What did the Nesquik lady call it? Not an influencer. It was
look it up.
Yeah.
But let's go back. So you went to Vegas, you went to Agenda, you're grabbing these brands. You're now living with old boy
Chris.
You have the 500. You got the 3,000 from grandma.
Yeah.
What's going on right now after that?
So now I'm starting to reach out to brands that I got all the contacts. So my goal was 60 companies a day. So I'm researching brands on Instagram because of the suggestion tool that they have. So
What
when you
year
click a
is
page, this is 2017.
Okay,
2017. So like they have the suggestion tool. So say if you guys have a sneaker store, you click it, it suggests other pages.
Down at the bottom.
Or whatever it is. So that's how I was able to continuously just find brands.
And your following's at like what? At
like
this time?
30K.
30K. Okay.
Yeah. I'm researching, emailing 60 brands a day. I'm getting like 1 to 2 answers, but I'm capitalizing on that and making the money with those brands, whether it's $200. I remember I used to have packaging it was 4 posts on my page over the course of a month for $600.
Okay.
Would never do that ever again in life.
Now,
but
some of those people were trying to pay you in clothes. Remember?
So this is the thing. Like when you're starting out as a blogger, because I don't want you guys to look at this and be like, well, I just deserve to be paid, because that's a sense of entitlement. I put in the work. Go like for instance, Timberland. Timberland's never paid me ever, which we all know Timberland has money.
Yeah.
So I did that to put it in my portfolio, because if I can put Timberland in my portfolio, I can pitch myself to a Nike, a Puma, a Foot Locker.
I worked at Timberland.
Yeah, because it's beneficial to my portfolio. So if you have brands that you can continuously get clothes from, like I went to these guys to get clothes to keep shooting for brands.
Right.
it's going to be recognizable to those other brands that will pay you. They don't know you.
Sacrifices.
That's a great. That's
They
a
don't
great
know you
point,
didn't get paid,
Los.
so you're able to still pump out content, get you some clothes, stay fly, and then whenever you do get paid, reinvest it back into what you do. And at that time, it's about getting the latest sneaks, the Fear of Gods, the military boot and shit like that, the Yeezy 350 Beluga, all that shit. So I just reinvested that money. Every money, all the money.
The image you're saying?
Yeah, to keep the fashion going and teaching people like, yo, it doesn't need to be all designer. You can go over here. That's when minimal was blowing up.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, this is a cheaper alternative than Fear of God because Jerry, just to be completely honest,
It's trendy.
the shoes hit me for a lick. I couldn't buy the pants, dog.
yeah.
So I'm
But as
going
long as
to
you got
go
one
minimal.
I'm
piece, though.
still like that.
I can't justify $1,000 on some raw denim or some shit like that because the most expensive pair of jeans to make is only $100. I'm sorry, and it has no stretch.
Yeah.
Look at these thighs, bro. Like, nah, I can't
Ain't
do
gonna
it.
work.
But as
It's
long as
not
you
gonna
have
work.
one piece, though, you had the Fear of God shoe.
Yeah,
The other
but I
stuff you put
pieced it
together, you pieced it
with
together,
some
right?
PacSun stuff.
You're good.
PacSun stuff. So yeah, I started building my following that way, and then I started investing in a photographer because I told my dad like, yo, I want to make sure my page looks professional. Like at this time, everybody's just taking pictures of their hot dogs and shit
Yeah.
like that, and just being Instagram to be Instagram.
Is this where the Carlos walk started?
Yes, sir. That dynamic walk.
So if nobody
walk.
knows, we used
That
to give,
dynamic walk.
we used to give Carlos shit because he
That
would do
wide
these,
stride.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
used to do these photo
Because
shoots.
I'm only like 5'7", 5'8". I'm not tall.
Right. But he would take these photos where it was like
Crazy
a huge stride down the street and then like look over at you
Yeah.
and snap
1,
the
2,
photo.
3.
And it was just this, we called it the Carlos. Well, it almost looked like you were like
In motion.
Yeah.
He's in motion.
Yeah.
He's moving.
Because like putting dynamic content captures someone's opinion
Little
versus
edgy,
standing,
too.
Yeah.
standing against a wall. So I linked up with 90 Points. So we formed a little
Shout out
partnerships. And I was like, yo, like I'm getting paid by these brands. I can throw you some bread. And we were able to just have a system that way. I was able to put out content constantly. I would shoot, come home, edit. And I just had a system about myself. And this is where I figured out a routine. This routine wasn't, the greatest in the world. But I woke up 5:30, I think it was 5:30 in the morning, and Chris was really
Insane.
into running. I never was really into running, but we had this jar and he had different locations that he would run to. We'd pick it in the morning and we'd run to it. So I started off with a half a mile, then I got to a mile, 2 miles, 4, and then the max that I ever did was 10.
then you just got
10.
addicted to it.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
got addicted to it because he had structure more to his life than I did. And I'm a business-minded person. I know how to make money. I've never had a problem making money if I need to. But even though I played football and all the rest of that stuff, I wasn't as structured in my life as I should have been, and Chris was. So I needed that balance from Chris to be able to balance out my business mind and adding the structure to it. So we had a full routine that we used to go through every single day. Wake up, run, come home, get our protein in. I get on my emails. He was still working at the time. And I had this whole flow. That's what allowed me to eliminate all the fucking distractions or the instant gratifications of life. The
Partying.
the be the loser for the
Yeah,
low while,
yeah,
like I
yeah.
talk about.
Yeah.
Why everyone's on Snapchat, because Snapchat was popping at the time. I know it's not now.
Yeah.
It
But
is
that,
for the little kids.
The kids, it
yeah,
is.
well,
Yeah,
little
the
kids is
youth.
probably still popping, but at that time, Snapchat, everybody's posting their shit, everybody's out living their best life. But I was like, yo, I gotta let that shit go because I'm gonna be light years ahead of these motherfuckers. If I
Yeah.
focus right now,
Yep.
that shit is gonna be there. And now that I'm at a point where I can go do the shit,
You don't even
this
care
is what I
about
want to rewind. This is a moment too where I was out with my friends and they were popping bottles. And I always used to wonder, like, bro, like I'm working my ass off and I can't afford none of this shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm like really the flexing part of like,
Yeah.
putting it on your story and
They're
all the
just
rest of that.
wasting it.
Yeah.
And I sat back and I'm like, man, you know what? Like, I kind of feel myself getting resentful because I work really hard and these motherfuckers just get handed shit.
Yeah.
And I had to take a step back and I had to know, like, bro, it wasn't your time.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't my time at that moment for me to shine or, for me to flourish. And not to say that popping bottles is shining or whatever, but it's a status symbol that people see as successful. And I had to take a step back and like, bro, like it's not your time right now.
That's just like the Hex interview we had where I explained that God told me that if I wanted the store, I had to cut all these things out. And that's kind of like what you're talking about if you wanted to be successful, you had to cut these things out, manage your time, wake up, organize yourself in order to get these things done.
Yeah.
Cut out and weed out all the excess bullshit that's nothing but a distraction and or this image that you want to create that it's temporary at the moment, and really buckle down. And so I'm assuming that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, buckle down and basically just focus on blogging at the time. And then once I started to pick up some traction on Instagram, because it was easier to grow at that time. Because like you said, it wasn't oversaturated.
Yeah.
And it was easier for me to get to, the 60K mark and then rising towards like 100. And I think 100 I kind of like stalemated for a while because shit started to get boring. Like fashion is just fashion. Like
there's only so many fucking strides you can do in front of the camera.
Or dynamic shots and shit. And it's like you got to start switching stuff up. And
you did Hennessy though, right? Or did you do a car commercial? Or
I did Volvo.
Volvo.
I did Hennessy, Volvo. I started getting into like food and different stuff like that because that's where you can start to get a larger audience of people who do just normal life shit.
Yeah.
And I told my dad, like at the beginning, I wanted to make myself a hybrid because at one point I'm going to work with every fashion brand. And then what am I going to give you guys after that? Yeah. So I want to be able to do food, travel, just lifestyle shit in general, grooming. If I can do all that shit, I can get paid for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Now
I don't need to focus on a clothing company.
Now, one of the smart things you did is you said you worked for Timberland for free. And I feel like doing those sacrifices and doing these big brands for free, if you look at the longevity of it, now your price is going up for the next person that's going to ask you for something. Because like you said, they don't know you did it for free. But it's like, hey, I worked for Timberland. Hey, I did stuff for Volvo. Like, this is my set rate. If you really want to work with me, this is what these guys paid. This is what I'm charging, and you're going to get good quality. But the one thing that I applaud you for is you got to the point where you started shooting your own shoots of yourself. So this fool would set up the camera. The camera you invested in with grandma's money was setting up tripods and taking his own shutter shots and then editing them yourself.
Yeah, because I
like you cut a middleman out.
Yeah, because after 90, I was shooting with Draven, and he was always late on shit, always late, bro.
We still love you,
and
Draven.
I'm like, bro, like how you gonna continue to be late on stuff? Like this is we're trying to build.
I got a contract. There's deadlines.
So I'm like, my contract. This is a reflection of me, so I had to let him go. There's no hard feelings or whatever. It is what it is, but. Like I taught myself how to shoot because of that situation. I was like, I can't depend on someone because if I'm gonna grow my business, I'm gonna fail because it was my fault.
For sure.
Not somebody else's. So I started teaching myself how to shoot, how to edit. And that's a really key part that a lot of creators don't really understand because some people have editors and stuff like that. Yeah. Some people don't have that creative mind to be able to produce all of their content. I produce all my shit. Yeah. I don't have an editor.
Start to finish.
But I do my voiceovers. I do all that shit. I write my own scripts.
That goes back to sacrificing because now you're not paying someone else to do these things. Editing, shooting. Now you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your time to get the shots in and the editing done to get the product done on time. But then I think at some point in time there had to have been a pivotal shift to where you realized I could just be hiring other people to do this. Yeah. And I believe that's where Harris MM Group started.
So, I pivoted to starting a marketing company because at that time, there was a such thing as called 30, 60, and 90-day nets. If you guys don't know what that is, that means after I post a picture, I don't get paid until 30, 60, or 90 days after that. Try to pay your bills doing that shit.
Yeah.
You can't because bills don't come every 60 or 90 days. They come every 30.
Yeah.
Right.
And companies don't pay on time because they look at creatives as disposable things, which I talk about that too. And I'm going to make sure that I wholeheartedly push for every creative to get paid on time because we have to put out shit when they want it. But at the same time, we have to wait on our money and then you're late. It's a click of a button. We all know how to do wire transfers.
Yes.
But yes, that's why I started my marketing company is because of the uncertainty of how much I was going to be able to get paid and having a good stream of income.
So if you have like 6 or 7 people doing one thing, 6 to 7 different jobs going on at the same time, at least 3 out of those 6 might pay on time.
Yeah.
And you can get the money in.
I can make sure I pay my rent.
Okay.
So I started my marketing company because I'm like, if I can grow my own personal brand, I can help other brands like get promoted on Instagram. I can help a restaurant do that just by taking photos of their shit. I've already got the skill of taking photos now, how to edit and all the rest of that stuff. So I started my company and then I started to build a team around that too. I needed a videographer. I don't want to do video work. Yeah. If it's something that you don't enjoy doing, delegate that shit to somebody else. I learned that a long time ago. If you don't enjoy doing it, have somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Because you're literally going to hate what you used to love. So I started my marketing company and then started to grow. The first project that we did, I made $0. I paid my entire team. I didn't make no money off of it, but I needed it in my portfolio.
Yeah.
Sacrifices.
It was from Grab a Green. They're off of Beltline in Addison. His name was Todd. Shout out Todd for that.
Wait, Grab a Green?
Grab a Green.
That sounds so familiar.
They got a couple around
What
the
do they do?
Metroplex.
What do they
It's
do?
like
Juice.
healthy
Oh,
fast food
juice,
juices and
juice.
shit.
Okay, I've had Grab a Green somewhere.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know
Todd
what
gave
I
me
have.
my first opportunity, and then next door was Pure Bar. I'm pretty sure people are familiar with Pure Bar. It's like a nationwide brand that they do them where you can, I guess, what the hell is it called? Not wholesale those shits, franchise them.
Franchise.
Okay.
So yeah, next door we got them, and then built that in portfolio. I made some money off that, and then I was a large company, and people saw me on Instagram building this company, and I got reached out to by a creative called Cartel. He worked for another agency, and Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International, which is a realty company, if you guys don't know, is one of the largest ones, offered them a deal that was underneath their pay. It was 80 racks for 90 videos that we just show up and sit down like this, record, match up the audio, and do some B-roll.
You had someone else doing that for you.
I was a part of the projects, but we took that deal. That was the largest deal that we got starting out. So every Friday, we would go to one of their properties, sit down. I would have the interview questions. I would ask it. Vu would be behind the camera because I was shooting with Vu at the time.
Shout out Vu.
But I don't know where he's at. Vu,
That's a good question.
If you see this or anybody knows Vu, bro,
Vu,
Vuitton,
where you at?
Bro, he just disappeared. Greatest videographer I probably ever had. But he was
back,
shooting.
Vu.
I was asking the questions, and we would just sync it up. We shot 3 agents a day every Friday of the month, and we would get paid every single time. Boom, every month, every month, on time. Because this is the corporate shit.
Like good money.
Yeah, this is the corporate shit. So then I'm like, all right, bet. Like, I got 2 streams of income. Like, I can do my blogging. And this is basically creative work too, so it's not really that hard for me to come up with concepts to make this look cooler than what corporate people are doing anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I always encourage people to share your journey on Instagram because you don't know who's watching. Say that I never shared that I was starting a marketing company.
You would have never known.
I would have never got that opportunity. Everyone's issue is like, oh, I'm embarrassed to show this, this, and this. That's why I show people me fucking up jump roping. You're gonna fucking suck, bro, at the beginning.
I immediately thought of Scott right then.
Like,
Scott hates it, and he doesn't
suck.
He doesn't want anyone to see it.
He doesn't want anyone to see it.
But you want to show someone. It's just like when you started the store. That store didn't look like that.
Nah, hell no. But Sean made me do jump roping at boxing practice the other day, and there's all these girls in there.
Bro, it's okay.
And oh my
It's
God.
okay.
I was like, bro, I don't know how to jump rope. He's like, you better learn how to jump rope.
Don't
They're
matter.
all right there working out, and I'm over here just tripping.
Repetition.
Tripping.
No, and he says this, and then where were we at?
It was a weighted
But
jump
yeah,
rope.
we were
That's
working out in
easier.
the gym here at the thing, and he was like, I don't want to do it. And then he started doing it. I was like, bro, you know how to jump rope.
was
What do you
weighted.
mean?
It was a weighted one. That's
You were
like,
good.
Who cares?
It was cheating.
Bro,
The
it's all
regular
about
ones are
showing
hard. The other
progress.
ones are
Everybody
hard.
loves to see progress. I don't give a fuck.
What's
It's just
crazy is I
everyone's
saw that
scared.
video you posted the other day where you were doing the crossovers and
I'm
shit.
bro,
Like, you're
hell
really good at it.
yes. Bro, it's like, and I be in there fucking up all the time. And they people be looking at me, but I've been coming back in like 2 weeks, and now I'm here.
Now you're better.
And now you looking over there dumb. Because you scared. You scared of being embarrassed. I don't give a fuck. It's just like when I go over my tripod in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't care what that person over there thinks. I'm doing my job. And I'm never probably going to see them again in my life.
True.
At the gym, you might run into some girls again.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Hey, they're going to be like, yo, Scotty got better.
Fair
And then
enough.
boom.
It's gonna take a minute, but yes.
Hey.
So now you got
Practice.
these things under your belt. You got the 80K contract going on. You're
Yeah.
you're still doing the food for restaurants and stuff. Still pulling in different brands. What took it to the next level, and then what from that level took it to Nep Studios?
So I was starting to make a little bit of money for myself. So I was able to open Nep because I was presented an opportunity in a building that needed a vacant space filled, to be completely honest. Batu, he owns that building, and he was like, yo, bro, like, I have a space. If you want to build something, build it. And I was like, yo, bro, I really don't got the cash to be paying for, like, these big-ass floors. So if we can work something out that's good between both of us, then let's do it. And he allowed me to build out the space. I put all of my money in that bitch.
Now explain to them what Nep is though first.
Oh,
so they know.
Nep Studios is it was originally a creative co-working space that had a photography studio. In it also had an event floor. NEP Studio stands for Never Ending Possibilities. And yeah, it started off as a co-working space because I wanted to present a space that I wish I had when I started my business.
For creatives.
Yeah, for creatives at a reasonable price point. I never made that shit to get rich.
Yeah.
I underpriced it
Yeah.
because you got WeWork next door that's charging top dollar for all the corporate companies. I want this to be a cool place to where like I can come knock on your door and we can talk about clothing, or if you need marketing, you can come down here, you'll get a haircut or whatever it is. I wanted to form that community to where we could all build together, and you shouldn't be there forever. The point is to outgrow this fucking place. It's like a fashion house or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
It's like, come there, get what you need to do at an affordable price, and move the fuck on.
Yeah.
If you're here for a long period of time,
You're doing it wrong.
you suck.
You're doing it all wrong.
Yeah, so I built that for other people to be completely
And we're talking
honest.
about the one that's upstairs on the building, remember?
Yeah.
That's the one we're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay,
so we're
this
talking about
is-
the co-working space. So I had a photography studio inside of there too. We had events. It was doing really well.
Yeah, I went to one of the art events. I went there.
Yeah.
Captain Casual,
And then, like-
Dale and all them.
Then like COVID happened.
Yeah.
No one needs an office space anymore.
Yeah.
Bro, I lost so much money in one day. Having to refund people money for events that were booked. People were breaking all their leases, which I don't blame people. Yeah, you can be a dick and be like, well, you signed it.
Yeah.
But morally, like, I can't even feel right charging you rent. and
You did
can't
this
even
to help
access-
people, not take advantage of people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If I did it to
exactly.
get rich, like, I'd be like, nah, just give me my fucking money or I'm gonna put it in your credit.
Yeah.
Because I got people's credit thing right here.
Yeah,
So
you could've.
I did the right thing, and I made sure that everybody was taken care of in that situation. And we ended up having to downsize. So that's when we moved to the location that we're at now.
And you turned it into strictly
Just photography.
installment
And
where
I'll tell you why. I'm not a people person. That's why I don't run the front.
Yeah.
Because I speak my mind too fucking much. That's why I have Devisha, who's a very good people person.
Your filter.
Yeah, and can talk to people because I'm like, it's something stupid. I say it's stupid, and you're not supposed to say that to
you
people.
can't take it back.
So yeah, you learn like when you're dealing with tenants,
Yeah.
you're dealing with like 30 different personalities.
Yeah.
Some people are super
Yeah.
chill, and some people are just nitpicky as fuck. So like I don't want to deal with
You
that. So
gotta
I was
adapt
like,
to like talk to them different ways depending on who the person is.
And
right?
I was moving, and I was like, yo, like y'all are gonna have to deal with this. And if you guys want this constant stress of having to deal with tenants and events too, oh bro, I'm not even gonna tell you how many times like events, we didn't have to slide a couple folks.
Really?
Like me and Oliver got down in the lobby one time on footage.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro,
I've seen it.
it's like you're just dealing with a whole bunch of different personalities that are disrespectful as fuck. And it's like, bro, I can't deal with this. Gotta minimize.
Testing your patience.
Yeah, you gotta minimize the amount of stress that comes with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, we'll just downsize it to the part that gives us no stress.
Yeah.
The photography part. Nobody's coming in here giving us a hard time about pictures and all the rest of this shit. So
They're trying to create.
yeah, we just downsized it. Again, at the time, should I have done that? Like with the COVID situation? No, because I'm losing a lot of
Because
money.
it's still COVID at that point.
COVID, and I moved to New Jersey in the middle
Yeah,
of
so you
all
didn't
this
live
shit.
here.
So I'm just like, well, I'm running a business from 1,200 miles away, and my marketing company is sustaining this business because everything ramped up digitally,
Yeah.
and I was able to use the money that I'm making from that to stop the bleeding over here, because I shouldn't have been investing that money in another space and building out shit that damn fast to launch something.
What made you want to do it though?
Because my friends work. It's a place where they enjoy working. I don't make I don't make really any money off
I
of
know,
that.
we've talked about it.
Yeah,
before.
so it's like it's not something that I need. It's
Yeah.
something that I have for other people and a place for them to work and have flexibility for themselves and actually have something in a place where I establish myself.
Not only that, but I feel like your upbringing into this with doing stuff for other brands and being, a content creator, it's something you felt like if you were to go back like 4 years, like I wish I would have had this.
Absolutely.
And so now you created this avenue for people for the love of what you do and got you to where you're at. So it's
Yeah.
not so much for those reasons. I mean, that's kind of why we started the YouTube channel. We didn't start the YouTube channel to make money. Like,
Yeah,
we
it
just
just
know a
comes
lot
along.
of people wanted to hear the insight, wanted to see the ins and outs,
Yeah.
enjoyed what we were doing. And so we did it for other people because it's what got us here.
Yeah, we had too much cool stuff going on, people walking in and
To not share
celebrities,
it.
and we were just like, man, people got to see this.
Yeah, like show
That's
it.
really
Yeah.
what
That's
the
what it
sparked
was.
our
The shop
whole
with-
YouTube.
yeah, the
was-
shop with me
that's
is
what it was.
crazy.
People got to see this.
And we didn't
Yeah.
think it was going to turn into
And
quarter
bro, people
million.
love to see the ins and outs. It's just like no one gets bored with me doing the same shit at my house.
I love it.
It's because
love
humans
it.
I
crave
love it.
routine and
Yeah,
humans
yeah.
love to see progress.
For sure.
So
I will commend
showing
you.
that
Like,
what
your routine
he makes his
keeps
bed now.
me routined.
He makes his
does.
bed now.
Yeah.
And a lot
It's
of
like
ti-
the smallest shit.
but it's like you're my friend. You're one of my best friends. So it's like typically your best friend doesn't motivate you because
Yeah.
you know you guys are best friends. Y'all got y'all's own shit going on. But what you do pushes me in a certain direction. Like fuck. Like when I saw you, you started doing more videos of you downstairs at that gym that you were doing
Yeah.
where you're running and training.
Uh-huh.
That got me to want to like go even harder. I watched you transition from like in shape to 6-pack in shape.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want that. And so
Yeah.
it helped me dial in more too. And not only that, but your fucking videos are like therapeutic. Like,
That's what I love.
Very
about
much.
it.
Because Larry dropped that comment. Yeah.
therapeutic, bro.
I don't know what it is about watching this guy make his bed
And
that
his
makes
calm
it so
voice.
special.
In his calm voice when he's talking,
Yeah,
when he's
yeah.
doing it.
Cinematic.
And
it
It's
just
crazy because the
why.
calm voice, I'm very like, you can see how I'm talking now.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah.
be chilling like when I'm at the crib. I'm just a very fiery
Like how many
person.
times do I have to see you water that moss plant to,
Fire.
and to not get bored?
Fire.
So so this is the comment that I made on the post the other day was so beautiful. It was just his nighttime routine, and he's just like putting cream on his face, and
Lightening
shaving
it.
his head, and it was the most relaxing and therapeutic. And I
Chill
just
as
made
fuck.
this comment on there about how there are content creators out here who are just racking their brain so hard to try to figure out what can I do, what
Next.
can
But
I
the
film.
simplicity.
And this man is making his bed and shaving his head on camera and just
Simplicity.
getting and it
You,
just
what's even
It's the
crazier?
simple shit, bro.
It's
It
even
is.
crazier, Larry.
It's
is like,
visuals, though.
I'm on
no,
TikTok
yeah.
and I'm on Instagram and I'll come across like reels and shit that literally are identical to yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I
Oh,
go
all
to
the
their
time.
then I go to their following and I type Carlos in there and they follow you and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's how you know the influence is real. And these people are all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only person that gets a pass in my eyes for creating content similar to
Ron?
Ron.
Yeah.
Got to.
Ron Doug.
Love Ron.
Ron Doug. Because
Yeah.
He switches it up and his style's different.
Exactly.
Everybody's
And that's what
got a
I
different
appreciate.
style.
But the
about that.
message is
Yeah.
the message
Yeah.
is similar that gets across, but it's different.
But I will say it is the visual, like you said.
It's very much visuals.
You have the sick background of
Yeah.
the sky. You know, the sky.
It's
the,
aesthetic.
The quality of the videos. You know,
Yeah,
like
slow zoom.
Yeah, like it just
Slow
it
zoom.
looks good.
Yeah, because
It
you have to
looks
create
visually
like,
good.
You have to understand how people consume.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people lack when they create content. Everybody has a short attention span. You should be switching different angles every 1 second or half a second.
Okay. So for that reminds me, okay, so you have the NEP, you have Harris, you're on Instagram, you have to switch it up, like you just said.
Yeah.
What made you go to TikTok? Because you're huge on TikTok.
Oh,
now.
so look,
And TikTok
yeah,
is what
I got
got your
500K on
Instagram
there
even
now.
bigger. So
Yeah.
where was this line of transition? And because I know now you've closed bigger deals through TikTok than ever before
Yeah.
Harris
On Instagram.
and NEP on Instagram.
Yeah, so TikTok, I looked at it the same way everybody else did when it first came out as a laughing stock. I'm gonna be completely honest. I made fun of that shit and said I'd never get on it.
But they were doing
Yeah.
dumb shit on
they were
there.
just dancing.
Yeah,
it was like a
dancing. It was
dancing
dance.
app.
Okay,
Yeah.
it wasn't dumb. Excuse
it was
me.
a kid
That
app.
was rude, but
Yeah.
it's not dumb.
It
It's
was
just-
childish.
it's
It was like a
childish.
childish app.
There was
Childish.
no
Yeah,
like
yeah.
real like what are we
Business
doing on here?
thing
What's this
to it.
about?
Yeah.
It was like really, what can I make from this? So I was like, I tested it out, all the dumb stuff, like the funny skits or whatever
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there. I had a couple go viral, but
Nothing
it was
just
just
hit.
like you're fighting to go viral for
Yeah.
the like wrong reasons by just doing just stupid shit. So I was just like, well, I can translate the same message on here and I can test content on here.
Yeah.
And then once it starts working on here, that's when I started posting those daily routines on Instagram.
But this was during COVID too, so you were stuck at the house,
Yeah.
right? I think
Yeah.
that's when it all kind of started, weren't?
Yeah.
You were like, what can I do in my house that could create
Yeah.
a therapeutic or
Content,
whatever
yeah.
content
Yeah,
that will
so-
motivate people?
Yeah, and I just started creating them on there as like the test dummy. I'm like, I'm fine with being the test dummy because if I fail on here, whatever.
Yeah.
But those motherfuckers started going viral.
Yeah.
Like 2
Hella
million,
viral.
5 million. I think the largest one's like 8 million.
Crazy.
And I was like, all right, bet. Like I'm gonna post this on Instagram, see how it does. It's not gonna do great because my audience isn't used to it yet.
But they will.
Once someone gets used to it, then you're gonna be fine.
They will.
So I posted the first one, it did well. Everyone's like, okay, it's a little switch up. All right, bet. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to keep posting these hoes because I want to be a hybrid. Like I said, be able to do a whole bunch of different things and not just be boxed into fashion.
All right.
And once I started to like do the videos and figure out what type of flow and the music that I wanted to
and the
choose.
clothing transitions you were doing too.
Yeah,
like, still kind of
I started the fashion.
integrating it into it as well.
So you have to just understand people who crave routine. It's the simple things. Showing me making my bed, like that helps someone structure their lives.
Can we talk about that?
every day?
What?
What was the argument we had in there like 6-7 months ago?
What you mean?
What you just said. What
Making
you just
my bed?
Yeah, what was the argument we had in my office? Like
Oh, because you don't make your bed.
we had this huge argument. We argued about bed making, and I told him that I didn't understand the purpose of making my bed if no one's going to see it.
And you're
if
just
I
going to
can
mess
tell
it
you
up
why.
again.
And I'm just
Because
going to
it's
go right back into
it's a
that
small
same
win.
spot.
It's a
okay?
small win that you stack on top of another one and another one throughout the day.
Thank you. And so he's arguing with me, and I don't see the purpose. And so, of course, him being my friend, I follow everything that he does, and I support it. So I just keep seeing these fucking beds getting made every day. Carlos is making his bed. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start making my bed. Let me make my
It's
bed.
nice
real
when you
quick.
come home.
I was about to
So I wake
ask,
up-
do you do it?
So I wake up and I started making my bed. And I don't remember where or how, but maybe I sent him a picture or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, motherfucker, your bed's made in the back. What the fuck? And I was just like, I was like, honestly,
bed.
Carlos, I just started making my bed and I understand it now. It's like programming your day to start off in the right disciplined direction.
Small accomplishment.
You're
Right.
like, what's next?
You literally
Yeah.
You
just
make
like,
your bed.
And you're
what's next?
itemizing your
just
day
like if
now
you
after
when
that.
you wake up and you get on social media, you're getting dopamine.
Yeah.
And that's what your body craves for the rest of the day. And that's why I tell people not to get on the phone when you
First
first
thing.
get up in the morning, because you're going to want to stay on there
All
to get
day.
that feeling all day. If you make your bed, you want to accomplish another motherfucking
Right.
real life task.
And then the best part about it is when you get home and you walk in your room,
Freshly made.
motherfucker,
The,
clean.
that's the
Just
best
need the
feeling
mint on
is
this pillow
getting
and it'd be
into
a hotel.
into a fresh bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to pry the sheet that's tucked.
I will
slide
say
in.
Nothing
though,
like it.
back to what you're saying though about people getting on their phones first thing though. That's why I post every morning at like 7 to 8 a.m.
yeah.
because I trap them.
Yeah.
They're on their phone and I trap them.
That's see,
there.
look. That's my job as a content creator is to produce, not consume.
Yeah,
there
I
you
feel
go,
that.
there you
I
go.
feel
It's
that.
their job to consume,
their
not
job,
me.
yeah.
I get paid to produce.
10 o'clock at night during the week is good too.
That's
Yeah.
because they're doing
It definitely is
they're
because
in
everyone's
bed.
just chilling.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
bed.
I posted
Yeah.
that nighttime routine at night,
night.
so you
Oh,
can
yeah.
get the
Yep.
vibe at night. If I would have
It
posted
works.
it during the day,
I didn't even
it wouldn't
realize
hit
you
the same.
did that. I didn't even realize you
This
did
fool
that.
Larry said
8:30.
it works.
It did. It did.
8:30,
I was just
bro.
so impressed. I was like, why do I love this so much?
Yeah.
Just
Not
watching
only
a man
that,
shave
I
his
did.
head.
What is her name? Snow Allegra, whatever. her
Yeah,
name?
yeah, yeah.
Bro. I was listening to it in the background. I was like, yo.
No, she's dope.
I was like, bro, I'm about to put this on the song. I'm about to do the night routine.
she's
I
dope.
did. I shot and edited. Same day, posted it.
Crazy.
Literally, boom, boom, boom.
I
How
asked him
many,
when
how
he
many
first got
views does it have?
Oh yeah.
This one's at, let's see, I think it's at 300.
I asked him when he got here. I said, "What?" I said, "Why do you shave your head at night, though?"
So
And he
this
was like,
one,
"In the morning, I'm good to go."
Yeah,
It's,
but you're at like a
uh,
5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah,
on
but
what
your
I was
hair's
thinking.
been growing for 8 hours over there.
Yeah, I need the answer.
365,000 in
Yeah,
like 2
crazy.
days.
360.
Like, see the stubbles on his head right now?
See that?
Because he shaved at night.
They
Oh, no, I haven't shaved in 2 days.
okay, but they're saying
Yeah.
so you're not following your nightly routine.
I've
bro.
been traveling. I'm on the fucking road to get down here to do this.
So let's break it down real quick. You're in school the full ride.
Yeah.
You're not having it.
No.
You're not passionate about
Not
it.
loving
You're
it.
Not loving it. So you leave and you follow your passion. You make sacrifices along the way, using every dollar that you earn, just like Larry and I did, using every dollar that you earn into what you're passionate about. You take sacrifices with big brands to understand the big picture. You close other deals while using leverage from these brands. You worked for free.
Yeah.
Took your money, invested into your own business
And
give-
equipment.
and equipment to give people other jobs, as well as cutting out certain circumstances by shooting yourself to get product out faster to pay
Yeah.
the bills until you had enough things in rotation to where the 30s, 60s, and 90 nets are paying
Yeah, it
off.
didn't matter anymore.
Opened up something that has nothing to do with making money, only giving back to what helped you get started to where you're at. TikTok got big, took your talents to TikTok. Now, all those things led up to, let's talk about some of these big deals now that
Yeah.
you've been getting through TikTok based on the sacrifices you made to where you're at now. Let's talk and tell the people exactly like now how much you make on certain things.
So
Because you've told me some crazy
through
shit.
through TikTok, I I grew my Instagram too because I was cross promoting.
Yeah, on the bio.
I would do like a recipe, wouldn't post the ingredients and say, go to my Instagram and DM me if you guys want to find it. And then I'd just do the little groundwork, copy, paste. It's cross promoting because if you want to build multiple platforms, you're going to have to carry people over, just like I'm doing from my Instagram to my YouTube now. So I think one of the biggest deals that I got, it was because I grew my Instagram because of TikTok and all the rest of that stuff. It was, I'll just say the company, I don't care, Stitch Fix. They paid me $50,000 for one reel and one photo.
That's
50,000.
50 grand.
Is that the humidifier or the
no,
the
that's a
diffuser one?
clothing.
They like put together clothes.
It's
a
subscription
box.
Subscription shit.
Okay, yeah.
Literally, they have nice brands on there. They have really nice
But
brands.
the thing is the way you utilize your TikTok to create everyday routine,
Yeah.
it doesn't look forced.
No, because it's just B-roll of my life.
Yeah.
You just set the camera up and go and
It's
make
real.
your bed.
You do your regular things. You
or you can
do.
have it recording at multiple angles. That way you're able to change perspectives.
Were they happy about that the performance?
Yeah. They got me into voiceovers too. They're the one that forced me to do the voiceover.
And then you're
I
like,
didn't
which is
because I
now
was doing
popular.
bot. Yeah. But
Yeah.
the reason why I had to switch over to voiceovers is because when you're working with companies like that, you can't use copyright music. So you
have to-
can't use those
It'll
vibes.
be
you had
boring
to
just
do.
seeing something quiet, just
Yeah.
transitioning.
So I started transitioning to voiceover. So shout out to them for that because I gave them a whole bunch of shit for making me do that because I knew it wasn't going to
And now
perform the
you
way
do it
that
all
the
the
other
time.
Yeah,
people,
'cause-
all the other stuff did. But now, like, I
You
appreciate
thank them
it.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, because now, like, I did this shit with American Express. I did 2 deals with them. I dropped one because that agency was pissing me the fuck off. They call me materialistic in the little dry cleaning video.
But why? They called the video materialistic?
Yeah, but they approved the whole business.
What did you do?
I walked to the dry cleaning and supported a small business.
That's wild.
It's not like I said I was going to go dry clean my Gucci fucking suit.
That's
it
not
was John
materialistic.
Elliott.
Yeah, I don't get how they got that.
Bro, I don't know either, but I told him to keep
Only
the 30K.
materialistic people use the dry cleaner. I guess.
Yeah,
Bro,
what?
I guess.
every demographic of life uses dry
like
cleaning.
you put yourself in a box by doing that or something.
I don't know, but they called it materialistic, and I told them to keep the cash.
And it's funny that you
and still
say
posted
that.
it and asked my
Yeah.
audience, was it materialistic? And they told me no.
That's some
Perfect.
petty shit.
I'm petty as fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Keep the
hilarious.
money.
That's me.
That's hilarious.
And I told
That's
him,
me.
I told him too. I said, yeah,
Petty
I sacrificed $30,000 and told him to fuck off. I still posted it, asked you guys, I just took the little thing out of it and said, hey, is this materialistic or not?
Did they ever
Because-
apologize?
No, they didn't
you send it
apologize
to
to me. I'm not gonna send it to them. They probably saw it anyways. But I was gonna link it and say, read the room. Because even if I did post it, no one would have ever said it was materialistic.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I
Basically
would've
because I
never have thought
asked
so.
if they ever even
yeah,
put it in
that's
their
the
head.
only reason why I got out there.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie though. I don't look at reels and think material like, oh, that's materialistic.
No,
Like I've never
materialistic is me being like, yo, motherfucker, I just got another watch.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go get this motherfucker cleaned. And while it's getting cleaned, I'm gonna go pick up another one.
Speaking of watches,
And you're saying the name.
That was your like
This is
how
my
we
first
are.
one.
This is our trophy, like we gave ourselves. Isn't that more of like a milestone?
Yeah, I got my first Rolex. I
remember
was
it.
25. I
I
think.
remember it too.
25. I got it at North Park, bro. Best feeling in the world. Heavy than a motherfucker.
You went to
walking
Eisman?
out of there. Is that the one that's
Yeah, in
across
North
from
Park.
Neiman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
that's
is
where I
right.
went.
That's where I got my
I
Prezi.
bought it from
Yeah.
Jeff. Jeff still doesn't fucking know me. It's crazy. I walk in there every single time to clean the motherfucker, and he still doesn't know I bought the watch from him. I still know him though. But
Lynn,
yeah,
Lynn is my plug. She's cool.
I bought it from in there, but it was an accomplishment. And just to go back to like some of the deals, just to be fully transparent, I think this year I've made $400K from Instagram. I mean,
Not
that's
TikTok.
before taxes.
Got
That's
it.
TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, you're counting them as one.
Can I
Yeah.
talk to Scott and Larry real quick? What are we doing wrong?
I don't know,
Y'all run a business that makes money
we
every
don't-
single day though.
Yeah, I know,
but we're trying to not have it the business downstairs
we don't
support
do-
the business up here.
When's the last time we've done a? Have we ever done a?
No,
paid?
we've never been paid to do.
We've never
anything.
been paid to do
So
any
maybe we should
reels,
hire
videos,
Carlos.
anything.
Carlos, can you
add-
be
we need to
signed
add
under your
agency, bro.
management? Can you help us?
Man, but what
Get me
deals
a
do y'all
deal.
want to get?
Give me something.
The ones that
We
pay you
turn
50K
down
for a reel.
We turn down every deal we get.
we've
Okay,
we've
that's
turned.
What are the
okay,
deals? What are the deals?
New Balance wanted to pay us
Why
$10,000
do y'all do that?
to wear some GR shoes.
to wear GR
We
New
don't wear
Balance.
GR
You can't pay
shoes, bro.
private selection
Y'all
to
gotta
wear
get-
the
y'all
middle
get
of the
homeboy,
mall.
yeah.
But
How
regardless,
are you
though,
gonna have the
think about
early
it.
bird boys
All
wear a
those-
regular
all those
50 or 527?
all those deals that were
not
pitched to
happening.
us though were super early on.
Yeah,
right.
less
Like,
than-
we're-
less than
I do
100K.
commend y'all for
We
standing
had
y'all's
80K.
ground.
We had 80K and now we're big.
I do commend y'all for standing y'all's ground.
I mean,
though.
we did,
Most
yeah.
people will take the deal. Armani
did.
was trying to pay me 15 racks. Y'all know Noah Beck on TikTok.
Yeah.
These kids
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
know
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah, I
to
know
do
who he
a
is.
stitch with him. I would have looked like a fucking clown for that $15,000. No, I'm not doing that.
Nah.
But some people will do it just for the money. I
tell you
pass up on
something.
deals all the time.
Nah, we
Tell you
pass.
something. Every deal that's been approached to us, the rules in order in the contract, the rules were to have us do something that's not us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like
No.
say something or act or dress a certain
No.
way, but we're so authentic. We created this platform because we didn't want people telling us what to do.
Yeah.
You know?
But
And
you
that's
got to
just-
find companies who align with that and are
Right.
willing to take that trip with you.
That's probably why we're not there yet. But we also have never even reached out
But
to
we don't reach that.
anybody.
That was
I
going to
just
be my
got
next
my data
question.
deal
Do you
with
reach
Roman.
out though? Do you reach out or do they
Sometimes
reach
I
out?
do.
It's
Like
kind of
Amber,
both.
the cup company.
What about the Stitch one?
Stitch Fix? They hit me up.
What
Most
about,
of those
what
companies
about
hit me up.
the diffuser?
I hit them up.
Yeah.
And I ended
See?
up
That's
so
You did
they
a good one. That was a
Yeah,
good
that
one.
was a good
Bro,
one.
so the diffuser, I was like, yo, like this fits my aesthetic. It's clean. They were new at the time. And I hit them up. I'm like, yo, these are my videos. I can do it on here. The first video, they paid me $4,000 because I was around 100K on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I came back and I was like, yo, let's do something long term because it's always about long term deals. That way I can get money every single month versus one off partnerships. I want to be able to pay my bills for the rest of the year. So they came back, they structured a deal. They were like, yo, we'll pay you, $30,000 for, I think it was 4 reels or 5 reels across X amount of time. Most people would have said yes.
Yeah.
I came back and said, I want 50.
Yeah.
And I got that
And
50.
you got it. Wow. And it's just crazy.
I'm making 12.5 a month.
It's just crazy to me. We have 600K on TikTok, and I just feel like we don't get reached out to like that.
But you got to think, you have to think of your demographic is sneakers
niche.
though.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
niche.
too niche, yeah.
It's very niche. That's why I'll say like I want to be a hybrid because at that point, all you can work with is like a New Balance. And sometimes you got to accept their shit.
Maybe that's what it is, though. That
I
we're,
had this talk with y'all yesterday. We were talking about the YouTube channel. I was like, bro, we just need to go on trips. Like, let's go to that place
Yeah.
where you rent army tanks and run over shit and blow
Yeah.
things up. Like, just be
Because
different.
Mr.
Okay.
Beast gets sponsorships.
Yeah, I
And he
know.
does that crazy shit like that, the challenges.
Yeah, but he got a
Like
bag
you guys
as a-
can
to
honestly,
do it.
the way that I'm looking at it, the way that y'all are doing those scavenger hunts.
Yeah.
You can partner with whatever
company.
brand it is, like the American Income people, the
And
dude
just
who
pick a
interviewed
city
me.
every weekend or something.
Dude interviewed me about the income.
Yeah.
I told him like, why don't you just start paying banks like American Express just to wear their fucking shirt while you're interviewing people about finance?
yeah.
Get paid.
Yeah.
Same reason y'all are doing these treasure hunts.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, feature an item that a company wants to highlight at the time. Whether it's a GR and y'all still want to give away something
Yeah.
cool, get paid to facilitate what y'all are wasting money on anyways or losing money when you're buying those shoes and facilitate it like
But
that.
listen, this is maybe it just kind of clicked too, though. Why because in our niche, right? Because we're resellers, right? And we're not
Technically.
an athlete or something,
Yeah,
right?
but we're influential.
I get that. We're influencers, but we're not. We're resellers, so it's like the Nikes, the New Balance, the Adidas. They're probably not going to want to
Yeah,
work
we're on the-
with
we're
us
on the chop
because,
block with them.
right?
We
Because
are.
working with us is the complete opposite. So maybe that's why we don't get deals
Then we
from
don't
these
need to go
people.
through
But you
them.
can
We need to
still
be
get
looking
loopholed
for-
around that. Y'all can still do sponsorships to where this is powered by American Express.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you could
Yeah.
like
You could
still do that.
Or like it's Christmas
Because
time
you guys
and-
are American Express holders.
Yeah, right.
Or it's Christmas time, you link up with like Nintendo and give away a Switch or
Absolutely.
like a PlayStation,
PlayStation,
or
Xbox, Microsoft,
Best
like
team
there's
up
a
with
bunch
Best
of
Buy
things.
and talk about
think about
doorbusters.
in the
like,
episodes when we
Best
go to
Buy,
all these
yeah.
stores and we're buying the shoes, we
Yes.
could be swiping American Express and then
Yes.
do it that way.
Bro, Best
you know?
Buy, all these things that you guys are currently doing already, just add a company to it to pay for it.
Yeah.
Best Buy, yo, we're gonna give away our early bird on this, and then also we're gonna give away a vlog camera for you guys to go do it. Sponsored by Best Buy.
Right.
Boom.
all right.
Cash.
So Carlos is going to go send out a bunch of emails
Yeah,
when
so
he
Carlos,
gets
Hey,
back to the
we'll
hotel
hire you,
tonight.
Carlos. We're gonna
I
hire you.
got to get my mind working.
can get
I
a
just got my data
percentage.
deal talking about like you didn't want to
You
do
did
something.
put your dad on.
Bro.
Yeah, you did.
Get him that bread. Roman. It's
I
like
saw the twins like or commenting on
Oh,
his
they
picture.
wanted to.
Who
They
was
trying
it?
to hit.
The Claremont twins.
I'm like,
was that their name?
bro, do you think, dog?
What are they called? The Claremont,
Claremont
twins?
twins.
Yeah, I saw them commenting. Both
But
of
yeah,
them.
Roman has like supplements or whatever, and they wanted my dad to like do I think it was the erectile dysfunction one, the hair growth, and then
Are you
something
talking about
else.
hymns?
Yeah, no, it's not hymns. It's something similar to that.
Okay.
But they wanted him to do that, and I came back in the email, and I was like, I literally said this. I said this doesn't fit his
thing, his-
demographic.
yeah.
I said he does hair loss. I said he's bald. And then they literally just emailed me because he's gonna do multivitamin. They literally just emailed me
that's
20
tight.
minutes ago. So
Damn,
he
put
said,
your dad on like that. That's tight.
I said, these don't make sense for him. Hair loss wouldn't make sense. He's bald. ED he doesn't deal with, so it's not on brand, and he doesn't need the swipes. I said, I don't want him to speak to something that's not truthful to his lifestyle. He has spoken about prostate health and has received great feedback, especially as a man of color. We overlook yearly checkups, etc. Boom. They come back with like, we'll do the multivitamin. You stand your ground instead of actually just taking shit, which she did come back with a good explanation. She was like, we really want them to talk about things that they typically don't talk about because their audience might need it. But in his case, we're going to stay true to what he needs. Multivitamins is something he takes on a daily basis. He talks about prostate health and stuff like that.
Everybody needs to take multivitamins.
Right.
So it's like, why the fuck
not everybody does.
Yeah, not at all. I do, but
so yeah, stand your ground with that shit because we still get in the back.
well, we stood our ground and denied all 4, and they don't fuck.
Bro,
with
we're
We don't
hiring.
even get a call
We're
back.
hiring Carlos, bro.
So, bro, I'm telling you,
Carlos,
powered by Best Buy,
we'll pay
American Express,
Los, we're gonna pay
all
you.
those things
We're
should be
gonna pay
sponsored.
you another stream of income to do this for
all
us.
of it. But the thing is, I work on commission based.
That's fine. We can do that. I'll do that. It's even better.
I'm serious.
I'm so serious.
I'm
Los.
off down for it.
I'll
I'm
make you
structuring
so
my
serious,
agency to
Los.
represent talent, and I'm doing it fairly.
What is Larry about to say?
Anything that comes to you guys, I get 10%. Anything that I
cool.
bring to you, I get 20%.
Let's do it.
These other agencies should be taking 20%. Transparency, an agency got 50 grand off me this year. That's why I'm not with an agency no more.
Oh, really?
Because all the emails were coming to me. They weren't putting any fucking work.
Yeah.
I could have bought another watch.
You definitely could have bought a Prezi.
Man, I'm missing that 54 right now, bro. I was tight, but I needed to experience it so I can know what not to do.
Right.
There you go.
That ties in
So
back to
let
the
me
start.
let me ask you. A lot of your story comes down to you realizing a lot of times, hey, I just need to do this by myself. I don't need another
Larry
person.
preaches
I
that all the
don't
time.
need another agency. And so that's kind of what we were just speaking to 5 minutes ago, where we've been these lone wolves and people don't reach out to us,
Yeah.
sponsorships. We don't have any of that stuff. But I also feel like we don't need it.
Yeah, we
You don't.
We don't.
It's
It
like-
would just be nice.
It
would.
would
It
be
would.
nice, but I think that
I think in certain
in the-
areas
in
it
the
would be
long
good.
term,
I
Yeah.
just need to know when Larry's making your email, do you want it Los at PRVT selection?
that's what I was
or
about to say.
Carlos?
When you said what's
At
Larry about to
PRVT?
say, that's literally what I was
How would
about
you
to
like
say.
it? Carlos? Okay.
Carlos.
Larry.
That's literally
Bring it
what
up.
I was about
Are you
to
serious?
ask.
Because
Yeah,
there's-
I'm dead
there's so
serious.
many
I was about to say,
opportunities.
I'm about to make you a private selection
Whether
email right now.
it's small things like because I see y'all do the little treasure thing whenever y'all
The
go to
scavenger
different-
hunts, yeah.
You know we
Y'all-
pay for that entire the
That's-
van that we drive
that's
in
what I'm
and all
talking
the shoes
about.
that we buy.
Why don't you literally just have a company sponsor that?
we don't
and
have
say,
a Carlos.
We tried.
bro.
We
We literally
tried.
just pitched.
We tried and we had other people try.
I got contacts.
Like
Yeah.
some people were like, "Why don't you
I
get
got
this?"
American Express
We got
on
other
mine.
people who are like, "Why don't you get the stores to donate a shoe since you're putting them on your vlog?" But it's like that's not what we're here for. We're here to
Support
stimulate the
them.
economy.
Yes.
Like, we want to buy the shoe from the store. That's like what we're all about, like supporting.
Yeah.
We should
So
have
that's
the-
out of
we
the
should
question.
have-
Y'all's
like-
channel has the numbers too.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have a problem partnering with Best Buy.
Yeah, give me like 5 bands every scavenger. Let me
Fuck
pay for
5
the rental.
bands, 20.
Just give us a
Okay.
give us,
20.
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, that's why we
do
let
it.
him do
Five
it.
bands.
Carlos,
That's why we
it's-
need
my
lows.
numbers are
But
too
that's
low.
but it's every week, so we need 20 for the month.
20 for the
per-
month, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And then your 10% cut or your 20 if you do it. So
If I pitch
Yeah,
the whole
you'll
thing,
get a little
it's just-
4,000.
Bro,
Yeah,
but that's
good.
like that's something that's beneficial to the company too, because those kids you never know they're getting into a sneaker business. They need to film too, so they need
Right.
equipment to film.
Oh, they love
And if
it.
Best Buy wants to be like, yo, like put us on the channel, have them a little vlog camera, whatever it is, a tripod that y'all giving away with it, whatever it is, or a shoebox company, whatever it is. There's a shit ton of ways that you can maximize or monetize that treasure shit that y'all are doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're signing to
Nah, yeah, that shit.
Harris
That's
and
lit.
Group.
The thing is that we have such good CRM too on our
We do.
like the people that were our audience are the people that these advertising agencies want.
Yes.
Like
and and we have a very high watch through.
Yeah.
You know, we drop an hour-long episode, but people are watching.
Yeah, retention's
oh,
there.
they're
all
grabbing
that.
the popcorn and they're sitting
Yeah.
down.
Imagine y'all do like, cause y'all are traveling and doing like the scavenger thing. Imagine if y'all partnered and be like, yo, like we want to help a kid renovate his dorm room to make
Tight.
it like a hype beast room or
Yeah,
whatever, and partner with
sounds super
IKEA
cool.
or some shit like that. Y'all can start adding that to the arsenal beyond just like shoes and shit, and going to just do like makeovers. Like,
All right,
yo,
we're gonna have a
boom.
meeting after this.
Yeah.
No, for real. Like,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
shit
Yeah,
ton
for
of stuff
real.
that y'all can do with that.
Yeah.
It's all about expansion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos, you might be our little secret key. That
Secret
we
weapon.
I just be thinking, once we start talking, especially when I used to be getting drunk, I used to be like, bruh.
What it is you've already been making
done
money
it,
in this area. You're doing exactly, you know.
It's natural to you.
Yeah, a lot of people
for
miss
sure.
out on money.
We
'cause-
don't even know what the options are. We
Yeah.
don't know how these people pay. What do their budgets look like?
And
We
not
know all of
only, and
those
not only
things.
that, but like we pay people's salary to run all our social medias, not our personals, but all the other ones. So we don't firsthand see it. We just keep creating the content, and then they just put it all out.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's like we're not so much
we're
like people
in the
really
content,
surprised
right?
Gatorade
Like
hasn't
people
given
will,
y'all shit.
will like people will come up to us and be like, "Oh man, you're that guy on TikTok," and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're right. I forgot. Like I am on TikTok
because we don't post it on our
I don't
personals,
post it,
so we
and I
don't
look
feel
at-
like we're the guys on
Oh,
TikTok.
yeah.
We just create the
But I
content.
get stopped
and
like
then-
3. I be getting pictures taken and shit now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's tired.
Yeah.
I was at the hotel. Shorty was like, yo, blah, blah. I'm like,
That's
this is
me.
lit.
And it's
All
cool
from making
and
my bed.
And it's cool
Yeah.
because it's
That's what I love about it.
yeah, like there's a positive push behind it, and that's
Yeah.
the coolest part is because that little video could literally change somebody's entire day. From the minute they wake up,
Getting out
open
of
up
depression.
TikTok, they see that, and they're like, "Fuck!" They put their phone down, they get out of bed. Now they're making their bed,
Yeah.
and now they might have knocked out 10 extra things on their list that day solely because they watched Carlos shave his head and spray his moss plants.
It trickles.
That's
It
why I don't
trickles
understand
down.
why I get
It
like
trickles.
negativity and shit sometimes. I'm like, bro.
Do you? What kind of negative comments do you
Bro,
get?
somebody called me the N-word the other day.
For what?
A white guy?
Bro,
For what, though?
I don't even know. I have no idea,
But
bro. I
he-
was showing me doing a voiceover. Literally, bro. People will say the
ER?
dumbest shit. Oh, hard ER.
That's
all
wild.
caps.
That's
so what's
wild.
funny is Carlos will,
No cap.
Carlos will
No
block
cap.
you. He's a blocker.
Oh,
though.
yeah, I
Yeah.
block.
He's a blocker.
100% block.
He's one
I
of those
say what I
guys.
say, let you read it,
And then block. Make sure you got red. Make sure you got red.
With your whole ass. Or I'll do some people dirty and be like, I'll restrict their shit so they'll be coming back to their self and it never pops up on my actual feed and shows it.
Yeah.
But they can see it.
Love it.
So the other day or a couple days ago, I had this kid and he posted on one of my last posts and he said, "That ain't it, Chief." And I just went in. I went to his page.
Wait,
and
about
I,
what?
And I
About
went
what?
in.
About what?
Just a comment on one of my pictures. So then I went to his page and then I commented similar stuff on all of his pictures.
Yeah.
And then I wrote him a DM and was like, "Don't be a dick in public."
Exactly.
Like on a
If
public
I see
forum,
stuff that I
like-
don't like all the time and I don't say shit.
Yeah. What urges
Yeah, there's
you to-
people that will say stuff to me, and then I'll be like, and I'll go to their page and it'll say follow back, so it means they follow me, and I'll be like, but you still follow me, weirdo. And then
They'll be like, I
he'll
just want to
say-
get your attention.
He'll say something else, and I'll go to his page, and he won't be following me anymore. And then I'll go back and be like, "Oh, Timmy, why did you unfollow me? I thought we were
Yeah.
friends." And then
Bro.
one of the guys' bio was like trying to figure it all out, and I said, "Timmy, I hope you figure it all out."
Oh,
It's just like
sometimes I'll go deep. I found people's phone numbers and called them.
I mean, I won't make what?
I found people's phone
Carlos.
numbers and called them.
That's a little borderline.
I don't care. Bro, be talking dumb shit on the thing. I'm like, bro, y'all know how accessible you are? Bro, be talking shit. And I'm like, bro, your government name's right here. I know your employer.
That's
One,
wild.
You want to
1-3
say all this shit on here? Let me
Timbercrest
screenshot
Road.
it because I didn't got niggas fired.
That's crazy.
I'm down to get people
That's
fired.
like Scott. That's
I
like
got Philip fired.
Haterbond.
Yeah,
he
Haterbond.
struck again yesterday.
Yeah, I saw
we got
that.
this guy. His name's Haterbond. His name's
Haterbond?
Esteban.
His
but
name's
I
Esteban.
call him Haterbond, so all our subscribers call him that now on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So he be talking.
And he
but
took my comment and made it his profile picture.
someone told him to come get a shoe. He was asking for a shoe, and then he said, "Hit up me for it." And he
Yeah.
was like, "I don't want their their reps or whatever he
Reps.
said." Yeah, and I was like, and I responded back and said, I was like, "Damn, Haterbond strikes again."
Speaking of early bird, y'all see my new pair sitting right
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Yeah, I know he got them on feet.
Yeah, I see him.
You know what I'm saying?
I see
My
him
shit
before.
on display. Talking about
we got
some
you.
reps.
I
do you
think
think
it's
about these?
I think it's interesting
Those are
that
fire.
people have such a harsh take towards resellers, right?
Yeah, they don't
so
like supply
what
and
you
demand
have
business.
to understand is, especially Scotty and I, right? Ultra hustlers in this business.
Yeah.
Our love for sneakers, the culture, the clothing, everything
Music.
that goes into it. And guess what? Nike's not giving me a tier 1 account.
Nothing.
New Balance, none of these brands are giving us nothing.
It's
So
not
the
like your
fact
mom works
that
for
we-
Nike and then you're just snatching it.
Thank you. So the
Yeah.
fact that we found a way to create a business doing what we love, how can you hate that?
You
How can
can't.
you be
Nah.
mad at us for
Not
doing
only
that?
that,
Because y'all
Nike
love-
doesn't
y'all are
give guys
literally
like us accounts.
Giving guidance.
Yeah.
So we-
education on sneakers
Yeah.
versus
Oh.
every other sneaker channel literally just wants to flex like, oh, such and such
Don't
this.
forget.
You're
how,
educating
how
people
much
on
how
shit.
much have y'all learned about shoes from Foot Locker?
Also,
Nothing.
Oh wait,
don't forget, we teach people business while we're doing that.
Absolutely.
We've given away.
You're helping your employees start businesses.
Gave 500 shoes away to children. We paid for somebody's funeral based off a T-shirt
I
we
was gonna say
designed.
Los was here for the remember
Yeah.
Fuck school.
We
Yeah,
made it.
it
We
is.
designed a T-shirt with a friend of ours, sold it, and paid for a friend's funeral off
Yeah.
our subscribers. Gave all the money to them. It was like $10,000.
But no one wants to look at that.
Right. And then the suicide awareness shirt that we just did, we're about to cut a check for mental health awareness in Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not over here just
You can do a
going
million
and
things
sitting up in
right,
the
bro. You
castle
do
at
one
night.
thing that somebody disagrees with, they hate you.
Oh, you should see the hate I get on my
First
bot-
they love you,
on
then
my-
they hate you, then they love you again.
On all my botting reels, you should see the hate
At the
I
end of the
get.
day, it's like
bro.
ticket scalping has been
cares?
around forever.
So
Invest and get you a bot.
that's where I was going with this. Ian still have a
saw the
screenshot.
comment. Yeah.
He has such a great response for that because kids always talk about botters, and Ian's like, "How can you be mad at me because I put in the time, work, and effort to learn how to do this, so that I could get the shoes because I love." Getting sneakers, it sounds to me like you don't love sneakers as much as you say you do.
Exactly. Because you paying a phone bill every month.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
$100-something.
Like,
put you a couple of $100 back.
How can you
buy
be
you
mad
a bot?
how can you be mad
start
at
you a
me for
business.
figuring it out?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't understand that.
It's like
because it's like if you don't figure it out, then you're a piece of shit that just didn't want anything out of
Right.
life. I figured it out. You're still a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it's like a boxing match or a UFC fight, right? Like, so if this shoe is going to come out 2 weeks from now, or we have a fight 3 months from now, and I know that I have 3 months to put together a training camp and train and prepare for this fight
That's a
or
great
this
way to put
sneaker
it.
drop the best I can, whoever trains the hardest
Is gonna
for that
win.
drop
Is
is
gonna
going
come
to
out
win.
there.
Don't be mad at
Exactly.
me because all you did was just type your name and credit card number and didn't get the shoe.
Right.
Just like SneakerCon. Wake your ass up earlier so you can be first in line, so you can get the first pickings whenever you walk in there. It's no different.
It's not.
I put in the effort to
not.
get to the front of the line. You put in the efforts to get the shoes. You're lazy as fuck.
Right.
Stamp that shit on your forehead.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
you should have watched the Carlos reel before you got up in the morning.
And I'm like, dog, like you can't hate on people. I'm never gonna hate on anyone's hustle, bro.
And-
Like, get your money.
And it ties back into what you said about Nike's not going to give us a tier 1 account.
No.
We had to get
and
our
you're
own.
pushing Nike.
So you know what we did? We got botting and we got our own tier 1 account.
They're
Guess
getting-
what?
they're getting their money.
Now I have better shoes than what Nike would even give me if I was to get a Nike account the
Right.
traditional way, and I
Yeah.
don't have to ask them for nothing.
But people are mad about that.
But people
I
are
don't
mad at me
understand.
for it.
That's crazy.
Like I did something wrong.
if I'm not gonna do it, somebody else is.
Exactly.
and
At
especially
least
when
I ain't stealing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And especially when it comes to like small business owners, like even if I did, let's say in a hypothetical sense, Nike did give me a tier 1 account. How am I supposed to compete with the people who really have those
you wouldn't.
accounts?
You'd backdoor all the shoes just like every other tier 1 account.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey.
You wouldn't give them fairly anyway.
Can we touch
No,
on that
you're
real
definitely
quick?
just gonna profit off of it.
Stop being mad at skate shops for backdooring the SBs. The skate shops are here for the community to
Exactly.
provide all the skate gear and clothes and
The doors can't
nuts
stay
and
open
bolts
selling those
and
shoes
things
for
that
100.
they need to provide that stuff
Yeah.
for the little skater kids in the community. They have to backdoor those shoes to stay open. Stop being mad
Until
at
you're in
skate
that
shops.
position, don't say shit
And
about
a
it.
lot of them use money to build skate shops in the community as
Yeah,
well.
or
Yeah.
skate parks.
You don't
Yeah,
know where
exactly.
that money's going.
Just like any other market, like ticket scalping, right?
Yeah, like I said
there is
earlier.
That's
there-
illegal now, though.
there
That's
is-
really illegal.
No,
Really?
but
That's been illegal for a
Yeah,
minute.
like botting tickets is illegal.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
but I'm saying the
Yeah.
resale of
the
that's been around
resell,
forever.
Yeah,
before
resale
yeah,
shoes.
just secondhand
Yeah.
selling. And now that it's become more and more popular because people like us have found a way to make a living out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so even if so, you're still not going to have a
Right.
fair shake. Those
Like-
kids are still not
They're
getting
still
those
gonna
Like
do it.
shoes.
there's people who will talk shit about reselling in the comments, but will go spend $700 per ticket for Bad Bunny for their girlfriend and them to go see it. It's
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah.
did you know when
Yeah.
those tickets first went on sale, they
They
were
were
$250?
$125.
Yeah,
I still think
and you just paid $700.
I still think
700.
Ticketmaster
Everything
just
that you're
divvies
buying,
a couple to StubHub. Like, here you go, take some of these
everything
real
that you're
quick.
buying has a profit margin. So you're getting scammed on everything in life.
Everything. That was my whole point with like
You're fucking paying for Wi-Fi.
I watched this guy on TikTok, right? You know what he does? He's a leather worker. And what he does is he takes like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and he cuts down, breaks down the leather, looks at how it's constructed, and then gives his estimate of what that material costs, how much it costs to make that product.
Yeah.
He took Louis Vuitton belt, I think it was like $700, $800, right? Broke it down. He goes, this is $45 worth of leather. The buckle cannot be any more than $8 to $9. He goes, this is like a $55 belt, and they sell it for $750, and no one says anything about Louis Vuitton.
No one. So you can't pick and choose who you want to get mad at.
Yeah.
You should be mad at the entire world because it's all about profit.
The entire world.
Yeah.
Everybody profits.
Even when COVID hit and people weren't allowed toilet paper and paper towels because other people were stealing it or buying it all and then reselling it.
Which is crazy because they should have been
It's a dog-eat-dog world out here.
Yeah,
at the end of the day. It's just so happens that ours have to deal with sneakers.
So I think the main lesson is, even if something gives you a fair shake, that doesn't mean just sit back and let it give you a fair shake. You still have to put in extra work. If you want it more than other people, will find a way to get it.
If you want to be the best,
you want to be the best.
Yes.
And these guys are the best.
Yeah.
Leave us with a statement, Carlos, before we close
statement.
out.
What you got? What you got?
Could just
Think of something
tell
great.
somebody.
Oh, if I could impact anyone. Let's see. I would always say, like, with anything in life, you're going to fail. It's bound to happen. But it's all about getting back up, continuously pressing forward, and believing in yourself wholeheartedly. I believe that I've gotten to where I'm at because I sat with myself in the mirror, had that conversation, and I was able to progress because I found my faults and I accepted them. And I've grown from them, and being able to be coachable, because you can't just think that you know it all.
Correct.
He's taught me stuff. He's taught me stuff. He's taught me stuff. Other people have taught me stuff. Don't think you know it all. Because the moment that you stop learning is the moment that you're going to stop growing. And whatever it is that you want in life, know that you can achieve it. I don't give a fuck if your family tells you can't, your closest friends. Those aren't your closest friends, and that ain't your family. Just like he said, blood don't make you family. So focus on what you need to focus on, and shit, go out and take over the world. We live in a digital age where all the information that you need to obtain is there for you to go get it. And shit, go work for yourself. I'm gonna keep it 100. It ain't for everybody, but if you can go do it, go do it.
One last question I have, because we didn't really put a timeline to anything, and I really want them to understand that this was a long drawn out process. When did you leave college? What year was that?
I left college 2016.
And we're now rolling into almost 2013, and you would say about
23.
right now is
I
where
would
you
say,
feel like you're the most
comfortable?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would say that right now I'm the most comfortable that I've ever been. I think one thing that people should always focus on, if you can take care of your bills and not have to worry on the first of the month, your life will be so much easier.
Yeah.
So much easier.
That was a big goal for me, is getting to that
easier.
comfortable point where I'm not stressing about how to pay the electricity. We used to have to worry
And just to talk
that all
about
the time.
budgeting, if you can't buy it 2 to 3 times, don't buy it.
10 times. The 10x rule.
Oh, the 10x.
Is shout out to my boy Josh. Josh hit me with the 10x rule. If you can't buy 10 of them, you can't buy one.
Yeah, because that fake flexing will have your ass poor. Don't be paying the minimums on your credit cards either. You'll be in debt the rest of your life.
Yeah, I like
Facts.
that.
Yeah.
Well, Carlos, I want to give you your flowers, man.
Thank you.
I'm extremely proud of you.
Take this.
Thank you for coming on here and sharing this with everybody and
Appreciate
the listeners. I think it's beautiful to have somebody within my circle who can take something they're passionate about and build an empire on it, because that's exactly what we're doing.
Same with you guys.
And you know, if I took anything from today from you, I took that I'm very happy that I learned how to make my bed.
I took that. We need to add Carlos to the payroll.
Oh, 1,000%.
And we need to figure out. Yeah, we need to figure out how to get
deals.
some more brand deals.
But at the end of the day, I love you and thank you for coming
guys
on
too,
here.
man.
My brother.
Appreciate you guys having me. You know, I'm a friend of the show.
Big friend of the show.
Big friend of the show.
I'm coming to your TED Talk. I have tickets to your TED Talk.
Wait,
if you want to
what
tell
day is
people,
that?
what day is that?
Oh yeah, my TED Talk is October 22nd. I don't know when this is gonna release, but that's in like a week.
It'll be released.
But October 22nd at DeSoto or in DeSoto. I don't know the exact location.
Do they have a live stream?
Right? Yeah, they are going to be on the metaverse.
Ooh, live in the metaverse.
Live in the metaverse. But yeah, come and enjoy my TED Talk. If you guys don't get to make that, I'm pretty sure I'll do some more speaking and stuff at my studio, because I want to do more community stuff where talk about business and stuff like that.
And where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on social medias by my name, Carlos D as in dog, Harris Jr. on all social medias.
All right, guys, and we're out. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Peace.